doing splendidly. Speed it up a little!
In this most famous scene of Lucille Ball in the popular sitcom I Love Lucy, Ball's spontaneity and comedic nature are at the forefront. Through her life and career, Lucille Ball created a character that the country fell in love with and women admired. Although Lucille Ball is known for her comedic role in I Love Lucy, her accomplishments extend far beyond her acting career, proving her to be a monumental inspiration for women in the workforce. She was born on August 6, 1911, in Jamestown, New York, to her parents Desiree Hunt Ball and Henry D. Ball. She drops out of high school at the age of 15 to move to New York City and pursue a career in the performing arts. After enrolling in the John Murray Anderson Dramatic School, she was cast in chorus roles, but she never saw the Broadway stage. She began taking jobs as a model and showgirl to pay the rent until she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and was forced to stay home and rest under the care of her mother for 3 years. When she was fully recovered and ready to take the stage, Ball landed small roles in shows such as Room Service, Dance Girl Dance, and Too Many Girls, where she first met Desi Arnaz. Ball became known as the Queen of the B-movies from these roles and was at last recognized as talented. She took a role on a radio show titled My Favorite Husband, where her humor came through strongly and eventually led her to be offered the role of Lucy Ricardo in I Love Lucy.
In sum, when Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz first caught sight of each other, they looked like trash, stated author Kathleen Brady. Lucille had been working on the set of Dance Girl Dance with Maureen O'Hara, where they had just staged their famous fight scene. Lucy was sporting messy hair with a black eye when she first saw Desi. While on the set of Too Many Girls, Desi realized that the tall, beautiful blonde rehearsing happened to be the same rugged woman with the black eye he had met earlier. Their instant love affair shortly ensued, and the couple married 6 months later on November 30th, 1940 in Greenwich, Connecticut. Lucy was so taken with Desi that one writer from Collier's magazine stated, "You start interviewing Miss Ball, and then Mr. Arnaz enters and Miss Ball leaves. It is not that she leaves in person, she merely leaves in spirit." Miss Ball looked at Mr. Arnaz as if he were something that floated down from above on a cloud. In 1951, Lucy gave birth to her daughter, Lucy Arnaz, and 2 years later gave birth to her son, Desi Arnaz, Jr. He was the first birth ever shown on live television and would remain for Desi one of the most dear I Love Lucy episodes ever filmed. However, with the start of I Love Lucy in October of 1951, their marriage began to dissipate. Desi drank too much and often cheated on Lucy because he was hurt by the publicity that said the success of the show was entirely due to Lucy's artistry. Over the years, their on-screen versus off-screen relationship proved that the love portrayed in I Love Lucy constituted a point of irony. In fact, the shaky status of the Arnaz's marriage delayed the show's start. During an interview with Barbara Walters, Ball mentioned how much easier it was to live in the fictional aspect of their marriage. The producers incorporated bits of Lucy and Desi quarreling and reconciling, as well as other insurance measures to give off the presence of solidity, including assigning the Ricardos the same anniversary date as their own, using the same site for both marriages, and giving the Arnazes a second Catholic wedding ceremony in 1949. But despite these efforts to continue the charade of a complex love affair, Ball ultimately filed for divorce on March 3rd, claiming that married life with Desi was a nightmare. In 1961, Lucy timidly married Gary Morton, a renowned producer and comedian. Ball explained that Gary was not a loser, unlike Desi. Though a brilliant businessman, Desi had a habit of failure. Everything he built up he had to tear down, which is what contributed to their ruined marriage. Gary was never threatened by her success, and the two were always able to make each other laugh. Desi and Lucy remained good friends until his death in 1986. When interviewed on Entertainment Tonight in 1982, Desi explained that they had 20 wonderful years together, and he still loved her very much.
Desi Lou Productions was founded in 1950 by Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball. The company's most famous production, I Love Lucy, was one of the first comedies to be filmed in front of a live audience. Desi was the brains behind the business, profiting from reruns and foreign distribution, while Lucille was the face of it. When Desi Lou was at its peak, Desi bought out RKO Studios, becoming the owner of the biggest empire in Hollywood. Unlike Desi, Lucille was not in the business for power or money, but wanted respect and recognition for her acting. When the couple divorced in 1962, Lucille succeeded Desi as president. This transitioned Lucille Ball from the acting world to the business world, as she became the most influential and powerful woman in Hollywood. As a consequence, Ball's acting career was put to a halt. When Desi Lou Productions hit a rough patch, Lucille went against her advisors' opinions and took a gamble on producing Mission Impossible and Star Trek. She thought that these shows would bring innovative ideas and change to American TV, as they were a reflection of the 60s controversial culture. Lucille Ball was the first producer to disrupt American TV by suggesting something other than the perfect nuclear family image. In December of 1967, Lucille sold Desi Lou Productions to Gulf and Western for $17 million, so she could once again focus on her acting career. On June 4th, 1967, Lucille was named Best Comedy Actress. The I Love Lucy show was influential in that it looked at different aspects of everyday life, finding humor in people's dreams and frustrations. On April 18, 1989, Lucy complained about chest pains and shortness of breath. She was taken to the hospital where they learned she had a tear in her aorta. Undergoing surgery, the doctors were optimistic about her recovery. However, on April 26, 1989, at 5:47 p.m., she was pronounced dead. 3 memorial masses were held for Lucille Ball on May 8th in New York, California, and Chicago. Lucy received several posthumous awards throughout the year, for example, the Emmys Governor's Award and the Presidential.
Lucille Ball accredited a lot to her generation and many generations to come, leaving behind honorable works and building a legacy of laughter, entertainment, and business. She was honored through the creation of museums, festivals, books, and many other attributes that depicted her achievements. In 1996, the Lucy Desi Museum Center for Comedy opened in Lucy's hometown of Jamestown, New York. The museum was created in remembrance of the first couple of comedy, showcasing the legacy Lucy and her husband created together. The museum allows one to go back and embark on all the extraordinary moments that were shared throughout their lives. The annual comedy festival, popularly known as the Lucy Fest, takes place in Jamestown, New York. Lucille Ball envisioned this festival to be something that would support up-and-coming comedians from her hometown, giving them an opportunity to create a name for themselves in the entertainment business. The festival has also had several celebrity comedians such as Joan Rivers, Ray Romano, and Ellen DeGeneres, who would help support local comedians. Ball also left behind an autobiography for her fans titled Love Lucy. It was written to give the world a glimpse into her life and all the joy she had throughout her career, amusing people through her words as she did through television and film. She has inspired many well-known female comedians with her talent and uplifting voice in society. Her great friend Joan Rivers said she was tough, smart, a brilliant comedian, and a walking master class in comedy. Lucy was an icon to those who watched her on television, 2 of those being Deborah Messing and Chrissy Alley. Messing stated, "I would watch the repeats over and over again because these women just inspired my comedic sensibilities. I felt somehow like I knew them and they were teaching me something." Alley expressed how inspired she was by Ball, iterating that she was her idol and role model. Lucille Ball inspired many throughout her career, creating a legacy that changed how society viewed women. Even after her passing, she still continues to influence many generations, whether it be from her charitable endeavors, her family life, or her vast talent.